All right. All right, guys. Welcome back to Some Crypto. In today's content now, we'll talk about BTC on the macro scale. We'll take a look at BTC in terms of MACD, RSI. We'll talk about the manipulation, accumulation, and re-accumulation phase and all that good stuff. What type of time frame, okay, accumulation zone, okay, selling zone you could be looking for over the next like a few months or even like a years going forward and all that good stuff. Okay, so by the way, it is May 18th 2022, 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so let me make sure the sound is good. Right, I muted the sound. Okay, so but let me make sure now that the sound is 589 first, right, before we talk about the good stuff. Okay, so I think the sound is good now, right? We got ZX in the house, Hamza Moonboy in the house, and Businessman in the house. Okay, so now the first thing we will talk about, it is going to be BTC in terms of MACD. Okay, so one thing we know in terms of the macro scale, okay, whenever our MACD on a monthly basis is pointing down, right, we tend to be in a strong downtrend, not a temporary downtrend. The downtrend could be like, let's say, anywhere between like 6 to 12 months. Okay, so if you take a look at it right here, back in 2014, right there, you can't even see it because we went so bullish over the last few years, right there. As soon as we crossed bullish, right, August 2014, you can see what happened. We basically dumped like all the way up to $150 and went back bullish back in December 2016, something like that. Okay, January 2016, before going like all the way up to 20k and all that good stuff. So the second crossover was right here, right there. That's our second crossover back in 2014, right? And I'm going to show you in terms of price action. Okay, whenever you get your MACD crossing negative, what you need to look for in terms of moving averages, right? So the second crossover right here, that was like back in June. Okay, remember BTC peaked like in December. Okay, but you're not gonna get your crossover like nearly like 6 months later. That's the same thing that happened right here, if you recall. Okay, right here. So if you recall, BTC peaked in November 2013, but we did not get the bearish crossover 6 months later. Okay, 6 months later, that's when we actually 8 months, okay, later, we got the bearish crossover. So that's the same thing we got right here. We picked in December 2017, but got our monthly crossover 6 months later. And as you can see right here, got the monthly crossover in May 2019. Okay, so nearly 12 months apart between bearish crossover, right, and bullish crossover. Right now, if we take a look at our current structure, we got right here on the monthly basis, right, our most recent bearish crossover. We got our peak right there. Okay, let's say November. Okay, and we got our crossover pretty much very early, and the reason for that was like we did not get a double top right here. Okay, but if you basically include your initial peak, let's say the peak we got back in April right here. Okay, and the bearish crossover, I mean, it is nearly over 6 months. Okay, nearly 9 months of sideways correction before we get the initial bearish crossover. Okay, so another thing also to keep an eye on, whenever you get these bearish crossovers, you're going to get a capitulation. And how do you know? You're going to get a capitulation as soon as we close below the monthly monthly 21 EMA. Your MACD will not give you any capitulation sign. It is just going to tell you, hey, your momentum is down, right? So you better be ready. So what to look for? Your monthly 21 EMA. Your monthly 21 EMA. As you can see right here, guys, whenever we break below the monthly 21, right, we tend to dump like 45 to 50%. So we talk about it, right? Even before we started to talk about the MACD and all that good stuff. You take a look at it right here. You know, we broke below the monthly 21 EMA, we dump another 47-48%, right? If we go back to 2014 right here, we dump below the monthly 21, bang, a 60% dump. So if we take a look at what we got right now in terms of structure, you can see like right here, right, a 47% dump, right, will take us, let's just round it up for the 10k bear, right, because he's waiting for 10k. So let me just round it up for 48%, okay, not 47, okay. So even if we do it 48%, right, our lower range going to be at 20k, the lowest, okay, 21k give or take, right? So something to basically keep you want to basically keep in mind, right, going forward. Let me just round it like to 49 for the 10k bear, right? Even if I round it up to like a 49, right, we're going to get like 19.5k, right? So keep that in mind. So just to summarize the MACD structure, right, whenever you incorporate your 21 EMA with your MACD, okay, MACD crossing negative, your price action above the 21 EMA, you're going to break below your 21 EMA, regardless which time frame you're looking for. Okay, you're looking at, if you're looking for the if you're trading the hourly basis, right, MACD crosses negative, right, your price action still above your 1 hour 21 EMA, you know you're going to break it at some point. It might not break it at that particular time because price action could retest the 21 EMA and move sideways before dumping. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the MACD for BTC, right, on the on the 3D all the way up to the monthly basis is so important. Okay, so we will talk about BTC in terms of basically manipulation, right, but we will take a look at it in terms of the 3D time frame and the MACD and all that good stuff. All right, so the next topic is going to be RSI. RSI is pretty important also in terms of like the monthly time frame. It is not going to basically tell you you're picking. Okay, it's not going to tell you your pick. Okay, it's not going to tell you like, hey, it is time to get out, but it is very important to keep an eye on RSI in terms of like ranges, in terms of your perfect range to look for right here, just about like let's say right there. Okay, let's do this. Okay, just about like 94 monthly RSI. Okay, right here we hit 94. That's where we picked that back in April 2021. Right here we picked that somewhere around like 94, right, back in October, November, December 2021. We did have a double pick right here. We did have another double pick, right, and that's the type of a double pick that's the type of double pick most trader were looking for. BTC going to make right here, but BTC did not push all the way up to a new all-time high, meaning like all the way up to 100k and all that good stuff. Okay, so in terms of accumulation, okay, we could basically take a look at the accumulation range for BTC, right, in terms of RSI to be in this range of 55 down to 44. Okay, so we talk about like how important it is to keep an eye on your monthly 21 EMA. So whenever you break your monthly 21 EMA in terms of RSI, most of the time you break your 55. Okay, we talked about it a long time ago, 55 on your RSI. Okay, you break above it, 55, you're above your 21 EMA. Bang, below, above. Okay, below, above. Take a look at it right here. We broke below the 55, right? 55 RSI 55, right? We below our monthly 21 EMA. We broke out above the 55 RSI we back above our monthly 21 EMA. As you can see, we capitulated again in March 2020, right, below the monthly 21 EMA again. Okay, above the 55 RSI, we back above the monthly 21 EMA. So in terms of reaccumulation, just to cut it short, right, I mean in terms of in terms of capitulation, right, just to cut it short, capitulation, you're most likely going to get it in this range. In accumulation, right, you're going to get it at the bottom range. Okay, meaning like your RSI 45 going to be the best range, right, to be buying. Anything in this blue box, it is a good range to be buying. Even right now, buying at bids at 29k, 27k, 25k, it is still a good range. But the best range, okay, to be buying at, okay, it is going to be at the 45 RSI. Why 45 RSI? You take a look at it right here, right? Give me guys 1 second. So you take a look at it right here, right? Back in 2015, right here, 45 RSI, price action bottomed. Okay, in 2018, 45 RSI on a monthly, price action bottom. Okay, regardless of your 50 EMA, okay, whatever. Okay, we will talk about the 50 EMA in another video because we've been talking about it over the last few months and all that good stuff. But I just wanted to take a look at the price action differently. We talk about all this good stuff like back in December, January, but I just want to review it again. Okay, so you take a look at it right here. If we basically retest like a 45, 44 RSI, right, on a monthly basis, we could start like to pack our bags and say, hey guys, the reaccumulation phase is over, right? Not over, but we already hit like the lowest price area we could expect. Okay, based on the previous price history, because what most bears are calling for is like, hey, back in 2014, right, we dumped like 80% right? Back in they're just looking at percentage, okay? They say, oh guys, we dumped like 87% back in 2014, 2015. Back in 2018, we repeated, right, the same process right there. Okay, another 84%. Okay, so they be like, okay, now we're going to break below our monthly 21 EMA, right, and dump another 84%. I'm gonna round it up for the 10k bear, right, 85, right? So they're gonna be like, oh, 85k, I mean 85% dump going to take us down to what, to 10k. But they forgot to basically mention like, hey, right here we only dump like 71%. Why can't we dump like another 71% right here? Okay, why can't we dump, right, another 71%? And 71% going to take us what, where? 71% dump is going to take us exactly at 19.5. And what we just said right here, right, in terms of breaking below the monthly 21 EMA, we just said if we break the monthly 21 EMA, right, we could dump like 47%, 48%. Even if I round it up, right, we could dump like 49% for the 10k bear. Right here, 49k going to take us somewhere around like a 19.5. So it just doesn't make sense, right, for me, right? It doesn't matter if you're bear or if you're bullish. I'm bearish on BTC as of now, right? We've been talking about how bearish BTC, how we could say bearish or downtrend, okay? The type of downtrend we're going to get over the next month. We talk about over the next few months. We talked about it back in December, January, okay, when BTC was above 55. We were calling for like the monthly 50 EMA. We just hit that target. But all I don't want to see is like most bears, right, calling for like a 85-95% dump and all that good stuff. Okay, something to basically keep in mind going forward. Right now it is the best time to be buying accumulating BTC. Yes, the trend is down, but you don't want to wait till like the trend start like a pumping to the upside and you jumping and humping and looking for, should I be buying XRP or should I be buying Ether or should I be buying BTC? Okay, so I don't think it will make a big difference, right? Accumulating like every week or every month between, like, let's say 30k to 30k to 20k, right? It won't make any difference. Okay, the range is just about like a 50%. Yes, it is a lot, but think about it. If you bought BTC right here in this range, in this box right here, does it really matter, right? Does it really matter? And that range was like 150%. 150%. Okay, so if you bought BTC right here in this box, right, between 3 to 4k, you take a look at the bottom to the top range was like nearly 40%. Okay, so does it really matter, if you bought BTC at 3k or you bought BTC at 4.5 or even 5k or 6k and all that good stuff? It doesn't matter. Okay, so right here, if you bought BTC at, let's say 6k, right, and BTC dumped all the way down to like 3k, the range was like over 50%. Okay, was over 50%. Okay, so but BTC still managed to pump all the way up another 10x. So all I'm trying to say once again is like, hey, the bottom could be anywhere between 30k to 20k right here, based on RSI, right, MACD, the monthly 21 EMA, and the percentage drop we tend to see after breaking below the monthly 21 EMA. Could it be different? Could we hit the monthly 100 EMA? It's okay. It is going to be at 16k, right? It won't make any difference neither, right? So that's all I wanted to cover for BTC in terms of capitulation, right? A reaccumulation. So now we're going to talk about the manipulation. Okay, let's do this. So market is pretty red today, so I'm pretty sure bears are jumping and humping and all that good stuff. So now let's take a look at BTC in terms of manipulation. Okay, so you only get manipulation like at the top. People never call for manipulation, right? As long as BTC is pumping. Okay, but when BTC is dumping and all that good stuff, right, they just say bear market and all that good stuff. Okay, because you get the hardest dump from the top, not from the bottom. At the bottom you might get capitulation and that's it, right? But if we take a look at BTC in terms of top formation, right, you can see, let's do this. We only need one moving average as of now on the 3D, okay, and our MACD for the manipulation phase, right? So for the manipulation phase, right, one thing we just have to keep in mind, right, is like our 3D time frame. Okay, it tends to give us like the perfect top formation. Okay, right here, if you recall what we said, even before the top formation, if you recall back in January 2021 when BTC dumped all the way down to like a 28.8, right, something like that. Okay, what I said was like the trend, it is still up. Yes, MACD has, the MACD just crossed negative, right, but price action, it is still above the 21 EMA. So in order to basically get any sort of reversal, we got to break continuously below the below the 21 EMA to say, hey, it is time to pack our bags, we're going to dump lower. Okay, so if you take a look at the top formation right here, as soon as we started the top formation, okay, I was like, hey guys, it looks like a flat correction, it looks like we could pump higher. However, we got to be cautious. The reason for that is like we could be dumping lower because our MACD right here is negative. Okay, you can see price action kept on pumping to the upside, right? Higher highs, higher lows, right? And MACD was, still making like lower lows right here. As you can see, we kept on dumping lower lows, lower highs. Okay, and I was like, let's be cautious. Okay, so same thing happened right there. And this one, we did not hesitate. We just said, let's pack our bags because it is likely to dump all the way down to our monthly 21 EMA. We know exactly what happened right here, and we know exactly what happened back in 2019, right? Summer 2019. If you traded BTC long enough, you know exactly what happened right here. Okay, so these type of manipulation, okay, you just have to keep an eye on it on a 3D basis. Okay, if you keep an eye on keep an eye on it on the 3D basis, right? You're definitely going to catch these tops. You're not going to catch the absolute top, right? But you just don't want to basically be you just don't want to be like saying, oh, we in a bear market after we drop like 60%, something like that. Okay, after we drop like 63%. So right here we said we in a strong downtrend. Okay, we in a strong downtrend. It doesn't matter if you call it a bear market or a doom market, whatever you want to call it, but let's pack our bags, right? Because we're going down to 35k, and if you take a look at it, we call for a 45% dump. Okay, price action dump all the way down to 33 and even lower. Okay, so that's the type of a top formation you want to be you want to be watching out for, right? Whenever BTC pumps like a lot, okay, a lot and all that good stuff, right? So now speaking of the 3D basis, right, let's just take a look at it in terms of like a reversal. Okay, in terms of reversal, as long as our MACD on the 3D basis is pointing down, we won't get any strong uptrend. As long as our 3D MACD is pointing down, we will not get any strong uptrend. Okay, I'm just going to repeat it once again. As long as our 3D MACD is pointing down, the trend for BTC will be down. Okay, that's the same setup we used, right? We used right here, and we said as long as our MACD is pointing up, BTC will not drop lower. Okay, the trend going to either move sideways, or it is just going to get keep on getting rejected at resistance. And that's exactly what happened right here. So as soon as we got our cross line right there, as soon as we cross negative, if you guys recall, right, the first week of April, what we said, our flat correction, right, is done. Okay, right here. Now it is completed, and we're going to be looking for our what? We're going to be looking for 30k, right? And then after that, we're going to be looking for 25, 26k. And we hit all those targets, okay? From where? From 40k. Did we care about shorting at 45, 46? Even though we knew this area, okay, was a resistance, right? Like 45, okay, 43, and all that good stuff. We said do not buy BTC at those areas, right? Because it is likely to see, we're likely to see lower prices and all that good stuff, right? But we did not basically try to enter a short at above 40k, because MACD right here wasn't pointing down yet. Okay, so the crossover on our MACD basically gave us like the 95% confidence level, like, hey, we most likely going to dump 40% and all that good stuff, and going down to our monthly 50 EMA. So just pay attention to your 3D basis, right, and all that good stuff. Okay, so now let's take a look at BTC on a monthly once again, right? So on a monthly basis, I'm seeing like a lot of bulls calling for like a 35, 37, 38, 40, whatever. It is easy to take a look at the price action and call for a number. It is very easy. You don't have to do any charting. I can just sit tight, relax, and say, oh, we're going to 50k. But guys, sometimes things just have to make sense. Okay, we just talked about how bearish it is to close a monthly candle below our monthly 21 EMA. When did we say it? We said it last month. We said it last month. Okay, as soon as we as soon as we close the monthly cycle, you go ahead and check my YouTube channel, right? What I said, BTC closed below the monthly 21 EMA. So if we close below the monthly 21 EMA, does it make any sense right now to start calling for, right, price action to regain control, right, of the monthly open? The monthly open is at 37. Okay, so that's why I just don't have any directional move, right? Even though you can get like some short-term bullishness, but my directional move will not be looking for a close, right, above monthly open. Could we close above the monthly open? Yes, we could. That's possible. Anything is possible. But looking at the structure, it is basically not feasible, right, to be calling for a pushback up to 37, 38. If it gets there, probably 25 going to be the bottom then. Okay, 25 going to be the bottom if we close above 37, 38, actually 35 and a half, because we opened the candle at 37,640. So if we close above 37,640 in May, it probably means, right, 24K right here was the bottom. You see what I'm saying? So something to basically keep in mind. I don't think like bulls are strong enough to get back above 37K. Even if you take a look at it on a 3 weeks basis, you guys recall when I talk about like how important it was for bulls to stay above the 3 weeks to 1 EMA. The 3 weeks to 1 EMA will close like in, let's say, in 10 days. So you see it means like at the same time, right, BTC has to flip the 3 weeks cycle right here to go back up to like a 37, because we opened the 3 week cycle around like 36. So it doesn't just make sense to me for BTC to flip the 3 week cycle within the next like 10 days. Anything could happen, okay, I don't know, but based on the previous price history, it is going to be quite hard, right, to engulf, right, an entire 3 week cycle in a downtrend. What I mean by that, okay, so for instance, like you can see right here, when we were going down back in 2018, it was pretty hard, right, to get like a single bottom formation, not a bottom formation, but the last candle at the bottom after making a new low, right, to basically engulf the previous 3 week cycle. Okay, let me just repeat it. Okay, for instance, right here. Okay, so once you make a new low, it is hard, right, to go back up and regain control of your last cycle. You see what I'm saying? Right here, even though it pumped right back up, right, the next cycle it got dumped again. You see what I'm saying? Right here we dump. Okay, our first green candle was weak. Our second green candle, yes, regained control of the most bearish one, but take a look at it. What happened? Got engulfed again. So in these circumstances, right, you just have to be very, very cautious. I don't think we will get a 3 week cycle, right, to go all the way up to like 41K. Okay, our 3 week cycle, our next one, if it is bullish, it could just go all the way probably to like 36, but that's going to be like the next cycle, not like the current cycle. The next cycle will open on the 29th or something like that, 28th, 29th, right, 28th, 29th, right? So that's the cycle you want to be bullish on if you're looking to be bullish. Okay, so as of now, okay, bears are still in control, right, and they could basically create some more damages, right, over the next like a couple of days or even weeks, right? Hey, what's up, crypto? See crypto, thanks a lot for tuning in. Majid, thanks a lot for tuning in. Quiet Cook in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. Quiet Cook cooking some USDT in the kitchen. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, right? So Ether, in today's content, I'm just gonna talk about the Ether 25MA once again. So that moving average, okay, you're seeing right here, it doesn't matter which time frame you're looking at it, okay, on the weekly, on the 3 weeks, on the monthly, whatever, right? That's the weekly 25MA. So the weekly 25MA is very important. It is a very, very important moving average for Ether. Okay, so as you can see, back in 2018 right here, after we dumped below it, we retested it and dumped all the way down nearly 90%. Okay, 90%. Okay, so right here we got back above it, we pumped all the way up to like just about like a 350. But whenever we below it, right, as you can see right here, we dump again. Okay, above it we bullish, below it we bearish. Above it right here we went for a big run all the way up to 4K and so on. Okay, right here we hugged it, right, and managed to pump back up to get the double top right there. Okay, so dump below it, created a three-way move. That's why when we created the three-way move, I was like, okay, the best time to be looking at the weekly 25MA, it is now. Okay, because we're getting another retest right here. So that's why I was very convinced, right, that move right here was going to get rejected on ETH. Okay, that's why as soon as we dump below, the very next week after the rejection, we did not short the top, right? As I said, you don't need to basically, be selling the tops, because you're going to get wrecked looking for the top. But take a look at it, right? The very next week after the rejection, the very first week, right there, that's when we basically took the Ether short at 31.50. So we've been on Ether short for like the last 6 weeks, okay? Shorted it right there. Did we short at 35.50? No, we didn't care. We were just looking for the confirmation on a 3D basis, because our weekly 25 MA or our weekly 25 MA was already saying like, hey, it is time to suck it up. Okay, and right here, even before we dumped below it, we basically took the short all the way down to like a 20 to 100 range. Okay, so Ether, it is still bearish, right? As long as we below the 25 MA. So it doesn't mean Ether won't get bullish like over the next like a few weeks, like with some waves like that, push back up. I don't know where we're going to start those waves, but as of now, right, any pullbacks, right, as long as we staying below the 25 MA, right, any pullbacks going to be either sideways correction or just some lower lows. So something to basically keep in mind in the next like a few weeks or even like a month going forward. Okay, because we're talking about Ether on the monthly, weekly, and all that good stuff. Even if you take a look at it on the monthly, right, that same moving average, right, we got to get above it. Okay, right here, as you can see, that's the same 25 MA on the weekly. Okay, that's not the monthly 25 MA. Okay, so right here, as you can see, it basically got rejected again, just like what happened right here. Right there, same exact pattern, bang, right there, right, got rejected right here, and got rejected again right there. So last time we dumped like, let's say 90%, right? But I don't think we will dump 90% this time, okay, to be honest, right? Because market structure, is a little bit different, right? So, but for whatever reason, I know the 10K bear will basically just go by these percentage moves, right? And say, okay, Ether dropped like, let's say, Ether dropped last bear market, dropped 93, 95%, right? So we're going to drop again another 93, 95%, something like that. Okay, so but I don't think it works like that. Okay, I don't think it works like that. Okay, so we will talk about Ether in depth, right, over the next like a few weeks and all that good stuff. But that's all I wanted to cover for Ether. We're still below our 25 MA on a weekly basis, so the trend for Ether, it is still down. Something to keep in mind. I know some people, like, whenever they see like, okay, 7 weeks, 7 straight bearish weeks, they're going to be like, oh, the next week going to be bullish and all that good stuff. But I don't trade the market like that. Okay, if this week is bullish, bang, we just suck it up and basically accumulate some shorts, right? But it could be like 15 straight weeks of bearishness. We don't know. Okay, so you just have to be very cautious, because we've seen like, let's say 9 bearish monthly candle on not engulfing, but on Ether, right, on BTC. Okay, in 2018, if you take a look at it on the Heiken-Ashi, right? So you take a look at it on the Heiken-Ashi back in 2018, we got like, we started bearishness the month of February, right? And our first bullish candle was like nearly 14 months later. So you just don't know. We could get another 14 months of bearishness, right? Where BTC price action just going to keep on doing something like that, right? For like a 14 months. Okay, so we don't know. Okay, but I don't think it will last 14 months. Okay, because we need 20K, right? Hey, what's up, David? Thanks a lot for tuning in. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at XRP. We didn't talk about XRP BTC yesterday, right? Excuse me, guys. So we'll talk about XRPBTC on the monthly cycle. We did not talk about it yesterday, so I forgot to mention XRPBTC. Okay, so when we take a look at XRPBTC, it is just moving sideways on the macro level, right? So it is just moving sideways on the macro level. Okay, so our bottom back in I don't think we will get there anytime soon, like 150 sats, right? It could have been a week, but our bottom is right around like 500 sats, okay, against BTC, okay, with a complete body candle right here. So back in 2017, right, that was the March bottom, right? That's where we started the XRP bull run. And as I keep saying, you got to pay attention to these alt. Whenever BTC breaks out above all-time high, right, most of these alt will go 100x. So no need to be like all in during the bear market for most of these alt. Okay, yes, could you reaccumulate it? Yes, you can reaccumulate those 20%, 50%, 60% pump, right? But I don't think they will go up like 50x, you know, 20x or even 10x. Very few alt will pump 10x as long as BTC is below the all-time high. Okay, so XRP started the bull market back in March 2020. Right here, as you can see, retested it, pump. Right here, retested it, pump. Right here, we tried to retest it, right, but didn't quite get to like 500 sats. Okay, so could we retest 500 sats right here? That's possible. Okay, that's possible. Okay, so keep an eye on XRPBTC. Support the the support versus BTC going to be 600 sats down to 500 sats. And another reason to keep an eye on XRP is like in terms of indicators, right? So in terms of indicators, right, our MACD, it is still pointing up. So I'm not sure how hard, right, XRP will dump, because as I just said with BTC, okay, if your MACD is pointing up, right, it is going to be hard for you to basically capitulate. Okay, so the only way XRP will capitulate down to like a 600 sats, 500 sats is like MACD on a monthly basis has to basically cross negative. And if that's the case, we're still going to get a bull divergence, something like that, and that could really trigger the next bull run for XRP for a possible retest of like a 10,000 sats, okay, which is going to be 10x, I mean 20x, okay, from like a 500 sats, right? So something to keep in mind. I think XRP macro view, as long as we stand below the 21 EMA versus USD and versus BTC, it is going to be hard for XRP to make any bull case. Okay, so we got to get above the monthly 21. We got to get a candle open and close above the monthly 21. Last time we get a search a search scenario was like back in 2018 at the peak, right? Not at the peak, but the BTC bottom. Okay, right there. And as you can see, ever since BTC bottom after the bull market, 2017 bull market, XRP started to dump again. You see what I'm saying? So XRP was just moving sideways, right, during the bear market, the 2018 bear market. But as soon as BTC started to run hot, XRP started to run cold. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind going forward, right? When you basically trading XRP BTC on a macro level. Okay, if we open and close a candle above the monthly 21 EMA, that could be a moonshot. It could be a moonshot. It could be a moonshot, right? But on a macro scale, once again, it definitely can retest like 500, 700, all the way down to it could retest like 700 to 500 sats, right there, just like what happened in in 2020, right? So hey, what's up, Bob? Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. So I'm just gonna take some questions, right? If you guys have any questions regarding any alt. So it's already 40 minutes, gosh. Okay, when I talk about ICP, so let's take a look at ICP. So ICP on a monthly, it doesn't look good, right? After we broke out below the $14, what I was saying was like, after these dumps, right, you want to accumulate, like, not financial advice, right, but you want to be, you know, you want to give yourself like enough room to breathe, right? You don't want to be accumulating like every 10%. So if your recent lows was somewhere around like a $14, you want to accumulate like let's say 50% after that, 7.5%. Okay, so and as you can see, if you accumulated 7.5%, even though it dipped lower, right, you could get a nice bounce back up to like let's say $10. So ICP I think pumped back up to $9. Okay, so if we break our current level, you could even give it another, you know, 50% from the most recent support right here. That's going to be somewhere around like a 3, let's say 320. Okay, 320 give or take. So I wouldn't be accumulating like every, you know, every 2% or every dollar. Okay, so give it like 50, or sometimes give it like even 60. Okay, you know, a lot of position from like 50% to a 60%, something like that, and you're going to get some nice bounces. If you like to swing trade it, right, you're going, after every 50% dump, you're going to get at least a nice you know, let's say 20 or even sometimes 60% pump to the upside before the next dump. So if you want to basically accumulate it like that, you could also basically just buy every 50%. If it pump like 30, 40, 50%, you can sell it because you know it will at least retest the bottom again, or, you know, around the bottom, and you buy it again. That way you're going to be accumulating instead of basically just sitting tight, relax, and enjoying the dump. You see what I'm saying? But next support going to be, I wouldn't say support, but next 50% dump going to be, you know, at, you know, 320, give or take, from the most recent low at 625. So it could be anywhere between 50%, right, to even like a 60%. Okay, so you would be saying like a 320 to 250. Okay, 320 to 250 range. Okay, so you cover that entire range, and you're going to get another bounce back up to like, let's say $5, which is going to be a nice move. You double up your money, and you be like, okay, I'm going to wait for it to retest it again. Okay, and I'm going to basically double up my ICX again. Okay, so just because it is dropping, it doesn't mean you cannot make profit off of it. Okay, you can make profit off of this alt. That's how I've been doing it, like over the last like a few weeks with this alt. We talk about like LRC in our group, right? You know, Zen dump all the way down to like $14, right? We talk about so many alt. Okay, they dump and then pump back up like, you know, 40%, 50%. Okay, so so let's take a look at right here. So, you know, for instance, right here, if you take a look at it, right, you know, LRC, we talk about LRC, you know, like the first week of May, okay, before the dump, okay, that's when I was saying LRC will dump on average, right, 36 to 33, okay, and you would be looking for a bounce back up to like, let's say 53 to, you know, 60 cents. That was a big bounce, and we got that bounce on LRC, right? Same thing on BNB, okay, and all that good stuff. BNB dumped like all the way down to a 240 and pump back up to $300. Okay, so as you can see right here, so you got to catch those bounces, right? That way, you know, you know exactly what's going on. If you take a look at KNC, we talk about the average at 1.15, right? It dumped all the way down to $1. You know, after we said, hey guys, 5.5 to a $6 range, it is going to be a strong resistance, because most of these alt could not stay above the May 2021 high. That's why I was very skeptical regarding you know, KNC kept on pumping. Okay, So it dumped down to $1 and pumped right back up to like a 220, and I just updated it yesterday. Okay, and I was like, hey guys, you know, it seems like it is over. So next support for KNC going to be somewhere around like a 73 cents, and we could get another bounce right back up to, let's say, you know, 150 or 120. All right, so something to basically keep in mind. Just because these alt are dumping, right? If you take a look at right here on basically Zen USD, I updated Zen USD on the macro scale when Zen USD was right around like $30. Okay, we said it's going to dump down to like a 19 and 10.7. It dumped all the way down to 14 and pumped right back up to like 22 or something like that. That's a 50% move. If you caught like, you know, the 22, 23, I mean if you caught the 14, 15, 16 you know, support, you could be selling it at 22, okay, which is going to be over 30, 40% or even 50% depending on your entry and exit, right? So just because these suckers are basically capitulating doesn't mean like bulls cannot make profits. Okay, so you just have to basically anticipate what's going on and basically try to maximize optimize your trading setup, right, and maximize your profits and all that good stuff. So I haven't been talking about alt a lot, but you know, they're moving hard. Okay, they're moving hard. All right guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. So be safe out there, right? Market is still bearish on the monthly all the way down to the weekly, and once we get a reversal, you know, a reversal setup, right, on 3D and all that good stuff, we will start to look for some setups on you know, on the macro scale for some macro reversal and all that good stuff, right? All right guys, thanks a lot for watching.